Welcome to the Graveyard Sports Talk. I'm your co-host CG. So what's going on, guys? So this is the reports I'm looking at so far, guys. My understanding is Robert Saleh will be expected to return to the 49ers, and it seems like all the head coaching positions will be filled, so it's more than unlikely he will be a head coach. So it kind of makes him think common sense. Like, why would I want to take a second interview with the Jaguars if I'm not going to get the job? Common sense. And he can rebuild his resume by coming back to the 49ers anyways. He'll be a head coach within a year or two. So it's not going to be his problem. He's going to still get paid by the Jets. So he has everything in good hands to control a defense. And he has a little bit of power. So that means if he has a little bit of power, he will have the trust of Kyle Shanahan with who he wants to bring. So that's something that you should be more positive about. So you're going to get an aggressive style of defense. You're going to get a guy that can get you a top 5 defense the way it was, I think that's the huge difference. And to those Niner fans who were defending Nick Sorensen throughout the season, I'm going to say this. I told you so. I just told you it wasn't going to work. And now you guys are just acting so ignorant about it, bro. I don't like to brag about it, but I've said Sorensen just wasn't it. It wasn't hate. It wasn't disrespect. I just felt Sorensen just didn't have it. There's a difference between how you know if you can coach defense or not. And he just didn't seem like it. He looked like a guy that was like a deer in the headlights, bro. He looked clueless. Saleh knows defense, bro. Saleh gives you the energy. Saleh gets players to play their butts off, their butts off. I'm trying to be more respectful about it by not saying too many curse words, but what I'm saying is he makes you want to play your butts off. And that way, players are going to respect that because he makes these players fight through a brick wall. It's going to be a physical style of defense. We're going to play our hearts out. And as long as we have a top defense, we should be able to have a good all-around unit. I expect it to be more of a turnaround because we're not far off. Just don't be fooled by last year. Injuries were a factor, and maybe poor coaching staff was another issue with what we had that year. But I expect it to be a lot better than in 2025. I expect this team to be a playoff team. So bringing in Robert Saleh does kind of help this defense get better. As far as special teams, I'm hearing the word that Robert Saleh might have some saying, and he had some recommendation to Kyle or the front office to bring in his one of the Jets special teams coordinator for an interview. So he has a good track record. So from there, maybe they might hire him, and that might be a good move. So they already got rid of Sorensen. They told him, okay, you're out. They already told Brian Sire, get out of here. So it's pretty much a change of what they're doing. So they were putting their eggs on Robert Saleh, which at the time it kind of seemed frustrating for a second, but now it's already starting to come into play. Things were looking unlikely. Now things are looking very possible. Now you look at Robert Saleh coming to the 49ers. This is huge. So, Saleh's going to definitely bring some guys with him with the Jets. I expect some bigger Jet players who are free agents. I expect some of them to come sign with the Niners. So don't be surprised if we get some guys from the Jets, because those are the kind of guys that fit into Saleh's defense, of course. We're going to bring guys who fit our system, but I think this defense, what Saleh had with the Jets, he kind of evolved better as a head coach there. So I don't think he was the reason why they fell apart. It was because a lot of the management and all the other stuff. It's kind of hard to work with the Jets, you know what I mean? But now he gets a fresh start. He has a chance to rebuild that resume. So I think it's a good move by the Niners. But honestly, you want long-term continuity coaching staff. But if you can get him for just a huge run and get to the Super Bowl, then by all means, it was worth it. But let me know what y'all think. Robert Saleh will likely return to the 49ers as the defensive coordinator. Let me know in the comments.